worried if your baby's not quite using all their fingers the way they should? Maybe those fine motor skills are a little bit delayed? Today, I'm reviewing with you the fine motor developmental skills up to the age of 12 months old, so you'll know when to worry or when not to. I'm Dr. Nancy Silva, mom and pediatrician. I'm at the Riverwalk today in downtown Tampa. Hope you enjoy the view as much as I am. In terms of fine motor skills, there's not many that are present in the first zero, like birth to 3 months. Basically, you're going to notice that your baby just moves their hands and their arms sporadically. I always said, like, my kids were boxers, best boxers up until 3 months old, because that's what they could pretty much do. And the other thing they might do is they might be putting their hands to their mouth. Sometimes it's their knuckles, sometimes it's the palm. Typically, they might suck on it or chew on it, or it's how they're getting their skills, and it's how they're growing. And it starts getting to be a little bit fun at around 3 months old. They start being able to hold their hands together for a bit, and they also start being able to hold an object for a small amount of time. Between 4 and 5 months old, they start reaching for objects. They typically will reach with both hands, and they'll grasp it as well. By 6 months old, they're able to readily grasp, reach for, and grasp with one hand. They don't typically have a hand preference at that age, so it'll be the right hand or the left hand. Not to worry, that's typical. They'll do it interchangeably with both. Also, between 6 and 7 months old is when they're going to have a raking grasp. So that means something's in front of them and they want it. What are they going to do? Between 6 and 7 months old, definitely by 9 months old, they will have what's called a raking grasp. What does that mean? Their hand will be like a rake. Something will be right in front of them. They'll reach out for it and they will just rake it back to them. They're not able to grab it, but they will just like hold it and then just rake it back. If they're not doing that by around 8 to 9 months old, you definitely want to talk to their pediatrician, because that is a sign of a developmental delay. What happens by 9 months old is they develop a pincer grasp. So think of it as a pinch. They will start picking up things with their thumb and their forefinger. Typically what happens is it's going to be lint. I get so many parents, and my own kids, it was like they will find the tiniest thing on the floor and then they're going to put it in their mouth, and I have to always vacuum, and I have to, yes you do. So by 9 months old, you have to have the cleanest floor possible, because they will pick it all up and put it in their mouths. If they're not having that pincer grasp, and again, it doesn't matter which hand, it could be left or right, it could be both. If they're not, you also want to talk to your pediatrician about that. Also, between 6 and 9 months old, they're going to be able to shake that rattle. They're going to be able to bang that rattle or whatever other object they have in their hand onto a table or surface. Typically, it'll be their high chair. If they're not doing that, again, talk to your pediatrician. The last fine motor developmental skill I'm going to be talking about is at 11 months old. This is when it gets to be fun. By 11 months old, that's when I got like the Fisher-Price different objects like the triangle, the circle, the square. There was no way my kids were able to do that, but I would take off the lid, and it was basically in the red base and the yellow lid on top of the different shapes, but they had all of these different shaped objects, and they would love to put it into the container. And then I'd empty it out and they'd put it back into the container. And so that is the fun part. The not so fun part happens that by a year, they also are dropping everything purposely on the floor for you to pick it up. Believe it or not, that's also a developmental milestone. I kind of threw that one in there because it's fun and annoying at the same time. I hope you found this helpful. Please subscribe to the channel. Please drop a comment below and let me know what you'd like me to talk about. In addition, you can find some of my free trainings and a guide at my website, drsilvakidsgrow.com. You will go to the shop section, go and click on free trainings. You'll find things like Mindful Mom 101 and Fever Tips 101. And under the trainings, you're going to find the Pediatrician Fever Fix. And that's going to help you know when to worry, when not to worry, when to go to the hospital, when to call your doctor, everything else in between, dosing charts, lots of great good stuff in there. So you'll never have to be panicked when that child of yours has that fever unexpectedly at 2 o'clock in the morning. The next one I'm also going to be coming out with is the diaper rash fix. So you can know how to prevent it, know how to treat it, fix it so it never comes back again. Until the next time, please be kind to yourself, and bye-bye.